Not long ago, most companies approached artificial intelligence the same way they approached cloud computing in its early days. They outsourced it, they hired consultants, they bought third-party tools. They relied on vendors to build, customize, and manage everything. But in 2026, a clear shift is happening. More companies are creating in-house AI teams. And this isn't just a trend among tech giants, it's happening across industries: finance, healthcare, retail, manufacturing, logistics, media, and even traditional industrial firms. AI is no longer seen as a plug-and-play feature, it's becoming core infrastructure. And when something becomes core, companies want control over it. The first reason companies are building in-house AI teams is strategic control. AI is increasingly tied to competitive advantage. It influences pricing models, customer targeting, operational efficiency, forecasting, fraud detection, product recommendations, and even product design. If AI is shaping core decision-making, outsourcing it entirely creates dependency. When a third-party vendor controls the models, the customization layers, and sometimes even the data pipelines, companies risk losing strategic flexibility. They are limited by vendor roadmaps, pricing changes, and product constraints. An in-house AI team allows a company to align development directly with its business priorities. Instead of adapting processes to fit an external tool, they can build tools around their own operations. The second reason is data ownership and integration. AI systems are only as powerful as the data feeding them, and most organizations sit on enormous volumes of proprietary data: customer behavior, supply chain patterns, operational metrics, historical performance, internal communications, and more. External vendors can provide models, but they rarely understand the nuances of a company's internal data ecosystem. Integrating AI deeply into internal systems requires familiarity with that data's structure, quality, and context. By building in-house AI teams, companies can create tighter integration between models and internal workflows. They can fine-tune systems based on specific business realities. That level of customization is difficult to achieve with generic off-the-shelf tools. There is also a growing focus on security and compliance. As AI systems become more embedded in operations, concerns around data privacy, regulatory compliance, and cybersecurity increase. Sensitive customer data, financial records, healthcare information, and intellectual property are often involved. Relying heavily on external vendors introduces additional layers of risk. Data may need to move across platforms. External APs may be involved. Third-party security practices become part of your risk profile. In-house AI teams provide greater oversight. Companies can control access, audit processes, and align development with internal compliance standards more directly. Another key driver is cost over time. At first glance, building an in-house AI team looks expensive. Hiring data scientists, machine learning engineers, MLOps specialists, and infrastructure experts requires significant investment. But as AI usage scales, relying exclusively on third-party vendors can become even more costly. Subscription fees, usage-based pricing, API costs, and customization charges add up. And as companies expand AI applications across departments, vendor dependency can create escalating expenses. An internal team, once established, allows companies to reuse infrastructure, share models across use cases, and optimize deployment costs. Over the long term, internal capabilities can reduce marginal costs per AI application. There is also a speed factor. External vendors serve many clients. Product updates follow general roadmaps. Custom features take time to develop and approve. In fast-moving industries, waiting on vendor updates can slow innovation. An in-house AI team can iterate quickly. They can test new models, refine algorithms, and deploy updates based on immediate feedback. That speed matters in competitive markets where small advantages compound. This is particularly true in sectors experimenting with AI-driven automation, predictive analytics, and real-time decision systems. Internal teams can collaborate directly with operations, marketing, finance, and product departments. That proximity accelerates development. Another major reason companies are building in-house AI teams is differentiation. As AI tools become more widely available, basic capabilities are no longer unique. Many companies can deploy similar chatbots, automation scripts, or analytics dashboards. If everyone uses the same vendor solutions, competitive advantage erodes. In-house AI development enables differentiation. Companies can develop proprietary models tailored to their specific market, customer base, and operational model. That uniqueness is harder for competitors to replicate. This shift mirrors what happened with digital transformation more broadly. Early on, companies outsourced websites and software development. Over time, digital capabilities became core, and internal teams became essential. AI is following a similar trajectory. There is also a talent dynamic at play. Top technical talent increasingly wants to work on meaningful, high-impact AI projects. Companies that build in-house AI teams signal commitment to innovation. They attract engineers and data scientists who want to shape products and strategy directly rather than just maintain vendor integrations. Building internal expertise also reduces long-term dependency. Knowledge accumulates inside the organization. Teams develop institutional memory. Lessons from one project inform the next. And perhaps most importantly, AI is no longer experimental. A few years ago, many companies treated AI as a pilot initiative, small test projects, limited deployments, experimental budgets. Now AI is influencing revenue forecasting, pricing optimization, logistics routing, customer retention, and workforce planning. When AI decisions start affecting core financial outcomes, executives want visibility. They want transparency into how models work, how decisions are made, and how risks are managed. In-house teams provide that transparency. They can explain assumptions, adjust models in response to new regulations, monitor bias and performance. That oversight is harder to maintain when systems are fully externalized. There is also a broader strategic theme here: control over critical infrastructure. In today's business environment, companies are rethinking dependencies, supply chains, energy sources, cloud providers, and now AI capabilities. The goal is not to eliminate external partnerships, but to avoid over-reliance on any single external system. Creating in-house AI teams does not mean companies stop using external models or platforms. Many still rely on foundational AI providers for base models, but the customization, integration, and strategic deployment increasingly happen internally. This hybrid model, external foundation, internal specialization, is becoming the dominant approach. It allows companies to leverage large-scale innovation while retaining control over competitive differentiation. Of course, building in-house AI teams is not simple. It requires investment, leadership alignment, and cultural adaptation. It requires coordination between technical experts and business units. It requires governance frameworks to ensure responsible use. But for many companies, the alternative, remaining fully dependent on third parties for a technology that shapes their future, feels riskier. In the end, more companies are creating in-house AI teams because AI is no longer just a tool. It is infrastructure, it is strategy, it is leverage. And when something becomes that central to performance and competitive positioning, businesses do not want to rent it. They want to own it.